Welcome to AGORACOM.com Small Cap News TV. It's Monday, July the 29th, 2013. This is a show that we try to help you by finding investors by finding small cap news that really has a potential to be a company that outperforms. And I give you my analysis as well. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the host of the show and also the chief market commentator for AGORACOM. On today's show, I've got 4 companies to talk about. We've got lots of news today, hot off the presses, so to speak. So I'm going to get right into it. The first company that I'm going to talk about is a company called Coventry Resources, Inc. They had a headline that Coventry intersects broad zones of shallow gold mineralization at their West Cedar Tree Gold Project in Ontario. They had received assay results from diamond drilling at the West Cedar Tree Gold Project. It's part of the company's Greater Cameron Gold Camp project. Some of the significant intersections from that shallow mineralization included 13.2 meters of 2.03 grams per ton gold and started in 2 meters from surface, so that's very right at surface. They had another intersection of 6.3 meters at 3.7 grams per ton gold from 25 meters, so again very close to surface. Another intersection of 20 meters at 1.19 grams per ton gold from 81 meters, and a final highlight hole there of 9.2 meters at 1.66 grams per ton gold from 69.8 meters. They had this is a very good drill results. I think that it's part of their overall resource calculation, or we'll go into part of a resource calculation in the future. They also, those results were from one of their projects on their Robertson prospect. They had a bunch more drilling, 1,568 meters at the Robertson prospect to test for extensions of their northeast southwest trending mineralization, which had previously been delineated over a strike length of 200 meters at a vertical depth of 120 meters. So they're doing some step-out drilling, and there they got some good results as well. 13 meters. That was that 13-meter intersection of 2.03. So as I said, they're doing extension drilling to their already known resource, and I like to see that because that will help the company grow the size of the resource. And their stock symbol is CYY. They trade on the Venture Exchange. Next company that I wanted to talk about, company called Klondex Mines. Klondex Mines has a project down in Nevada that they're working on. It's they call it their Joyce and Vonnie structures. They are doing some test mining, and they processed 1,435 tons and received at 119 grams per ton and recovered 3.49 ounces per ton in their underground development program. They're having this mined at, I believe it's at one of Newmont's, yes it is, shipped to Newmont for processing. Mike Doolin, who's the general manager of Klondex, stated, "We're extremely encouraged by the grades and continuity of widths encountered during this month's program along the Joyce and Vonnie structures, and look forward to shipping our material in the coming weeks. Proceeds received from the monetizing our material will be used towards funding a second drill, follow-up work on recent discoveries, and also towards continued waste development and anticipation of our 2014 bulk sample." He added, "Our resource estimate is progressing well and will be released within the coming weeks. In addition, while our team is focused on the exploration and development program, our vent raise contractors are making steady but slower than expected progress and now anticipate completion by early September, end quote. So there you go. The company's been doing some test mining, getting some good results from that test mining. They're doing exploration work. Company's really busy. Sounds like they'll have a good flow of news coming out. Their stock symbol is KDX, and they trade on the Toronto Exchange. The next company that I wanted to talk about is Avalon. Avalon receives positive report of environmental assessment for the, and I'm not even going to try to say the name because I'll mess it up. It's a rare earth elements project in Thor Lake, Northwest Territories. They mentioned that the Mackenzie Valley Environmental Impact Review Board has completed its report of environmental assessment and has recommended approval of the company's rare earth elements project at Thor Lake in the Northwest Territories. This is a very big development up there, milestone for the company. They mentioned that the Mackenzie Valley Environmental Impact Review Board concluded that a full environmental impact review of the project is not necessary and recommends that the Minister of Aboriginal Affairs and Northern Development Canada approve the project subject to implementation of certain measures intended to mitigate any potential adverse environmental impacts. There's a quote from Don Bubar, who's the president and CEO of Avalon, and he stated, and I quote, "This is a major milestone for Avalon and the project. We have made sustainability a top priority since beginning physical work at Nichalacho 7 years ago, and I am pleased to see these efforts recognized by the Mackenzie Valley Environmental Review Board," end quote. So, you know, I know on the surface, getting these kind of approvals doesn't sound like big news, but having had a lot of experience in the Northwest Territories with mining projects, this is definitely a major milestone for the company. They have a very good project up there. They've been working hard on it. I've been following this rare earth project for a long time, and now they've reached this milestone, and I'm looking forward to additional news as to how they're progressing with the project going forward, but I would think that that will ramp up. Now, the symbol on the stock is AVL, and they trade on Toronto Stock Exchange. The final company today is Fission. Fission Uranium and their joint venture, well, it's actually a dual news release. It's from their Fission Uranium Corp and Alpha Minerals. They have a 50-50 joint venture on the Patterson Lake project, which is one of the best discoveries I've seen in the last few years from Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is the hosts it does host the highest grade uranium deposits in the world. It is, I believe, produces about 25% of the world's uranium. It's a phenomenal place to find high-grade uranium, and Fission Uranium and Alpha Minerals have a very outstanding project at their Patterson Lake project in Saskatchewan. What they announced today was that a step-out hole hits 21.65 meters of total off-scale radioactivity within 70 within 70 meters of mineralization at R390E zone. They went on to mention that it extends the strike length by 105 meters. Now, this may be just as important to me as the grades. I know that they're in a very high grade discovery here. These are just the preliminary radiometric tests that they do on the drill core. It's pretty accurate in indicating that there is high grade there. We will still need to see the lab results, but they're very consistent when they get these off-scale type of results that they find some high grade. But what excites me is that they're extending the zone by 105 meters. In these very high grade deposits, you don't need a lot of size in tonnage to have millions of pounds of uranium. And 105 meters is a very significant step out. So I'm just as happy to see the 105 meter step out. But then also 21.65 meters is a very, very thick intersection for these for high-grade uranium. So, I mean, there's a quote from the president, Ross McElroy, of Fission. He's the chief operating officer and chief geologist, president, chief operating officer, and chief geologist for Fission, and he commented, and I quote, "The strong mineralization encountered in hole 075 is the latest in a series of very robust results at the R390E zone, first from the winter program and now from the summer. With the strength of mineralization and the degree of off-scale radioactivity all at shallow depth, we are very pleased at the rate at which this discovery continues to expand in both size and strength," end quote. It's also worth noting that they're currently doing a $6.95 million program, which will be 44 drill holes, and they'll do 11,000 meters of drilling as well as geophysical surveys this summer at their Patterson Lake project. I've been saying for a while now, one of the companies that I picked in Saskatchewan in the past was Hathor Resources. And Hathor Resources was ultimately taken over because of some certain characteristics that I thought were very important about that discovery. Thick intersections of high-grade uranium very close to surface. That adds up to a lot of uranium very close to surface, and it's the kind of projects that major uranium mining companies want to own. There was a bidding war for that company, and ultimately I think the buyout price was about $465 million. I'm seeing the same kind of characteristics at this Patterson Lake project that's owned by Fission Uranium and Alpha Minerals on a 50-50 joint venture. They're getting very high grades, very similar to what Hathor did. They're getting thick intersections, thicker than, in some cases, than Hathor. They're getting very good step outs, and it's close to surface. This is all shaping up to be another project that I think every major uranium mining company that's involved in Saskatchewan will be keeping an eye on. It would not surprise me to see these companies taken over in the future by a major mining company, and this Patterson Lake be a future mine. I'm very bullish on this project. I'm very bullish on both these companies. I think they've got a wonderful deposit, and as I mentioned, will be taken over in the future. If you want to do your homework on those companies, FCU.V is Fission's symbol, and AMW.V is Alpha Minerals. And I think if you do your homework on those companies, you'll understand why I like them so much. On that note, that's a wrap on today's show. We try to get this show out about an hour to an hour and a half before after the market opens. So take a look at our websites just within a couple hours of the market opening. I always want to stress that it's important for you to speak to your financial advisors and do your homework before making any investment decisions. I'm Alan Barry Labucan. I'm the Chief Market Commentator for AGORACOM, and I want to thank you for watching the show today, and have a great day.